Alright, hello viewers of the Spell, and welcome back to the Spell Re for part 10 of What If Asta Was in Fairytail. Now, just a little comment before we get going is that I'm going to be doing something a little different in the coming weeks, which is, well, one, things are getting busy, so upload schedule might get a little tossed around, but the other thing is, I'm coming up with so many what-if ideas, I'll probably do, like, a part and one part 2, and if it does well, I'll make more of it, if not, I won't. And I can always come back to the idea, rather than just come up with one, see if it works, and then think of another one. This way there's more variety and whatnot. The other one is, since last upload I asked if anyone wanted to see me do people's fanfiction or fan-translated work in audiobook format, or, well, kind of like what I do here, but as more of like a audiobook, then this will be your last time to comment no. If not, otherwise, my vote's yes, and well, I'm gonna do it on this channel. If you said no, I would probably just create a secondary channel and do it there. Now, without further ado, let's begin this what if. Alright, recording this again because I don't like the monotone voice, and the second time I did this, I forgot to have my external microphone plugged in, so the whole thing was recorded using the crappy internal built microphone. This is not fun. I am in crunch time. Let's go! Alright, so previously on What If Asta Was in Fairytail, we finished the Galuna Island arc. Nothing big deviant happened in it. Now, going forward, when they got back, they would have the whole body switching shenanigan like normal, and this time Asta would just solve the situation without Levy's help. The whole thing would be resolved. Lucy would be told the origin story of Happy and how he was found by Natsu. The only difference there is Asta's in the background, and he has a crush on Lizana. Now, without further ado, we begin the Phantom Lord arc. Our main gang would be coming back from a job and find everyone talking about something. The gang would first just think someone blew something up again, but when they got to the guild hall, they would discover that it was destroyed with a bunch of a lot of metal rods. Horrified by this, they would find the guild master and everyone else in the basement. They would ask the guild master what happened, and the guild master would respond, "Hip. Yeah, I think it was Phantom Lord. But no one was in the building. I don't want any of you retaliating." "But Gramps!" "No buts about it. It's not worth bringing the wrath of the council down on us. And besides, hurt by it." As the guildmaster would be very clearly drunk. Asta would be clutching his fist while Gray and Asta would be looking for someone to fight. Lucy would be shocked by the fact that Phantom Lord did this, apparently. But Mary Jane would explain how things worked, and that the council could disband the guild if they went to war with Phantom Lord, along with the fact that Phantom Lord weren't easy. You had their guild master, a member of the 10 Wizard Saints. They're equivalent to the S-Class Wizards, the Element 4, and Gajiel, the Iron Dragon Slayer, and his cronies. Lucy would be surprised that there's more than one Dragon Slayer around. Natsu would just grunt in response, and Lucy would leave. When Lucy would be surprised to see Natsu, Gray, Urza, and Happy all in her apartment. She would ask them what they were doing, and they would explain that Master Makarov told everyone that they should team up with each other overnight just to make sure no one tried attacking them, and that they all decided to come to Lucy's place. And then Asta would open up the door. Lucy would start to think that her apartment was way too small for all of them, but Asta had just brought over some sleeping bags. Lucy would be happy since she was thinking that some of them would have to sleep on a couch or even the floor, as Asta also just mentioned that he's not going to be staying the night. He's going to team up with Elfman and Mary Jane, since Mary Jane can't use her magic after the incident. Everyone except Lucy would nod or look sad, and Lucy would have no idea what they meant by that, but judging from several pained expressions, she didn't ask. And then Asta would depart. He would be walking Mary Jane and Elfman to their place when a figure would walk out in front of them. A blonde-haired, lanky-looking boy that seemed rather short, and a man with a mohawk, sunglasses, with a punk aesthetic would walk in behind them. Elfman would use Beast Soul to give himself a arm of a rock monster, and Asta would summon his sword. Asta would just say, "So, you guys don't exactly look like you're random citizens." As the blonde one would sneer, "We're gonna crush some fairies. But this fight might at least be fun." As lightning boots and gauntlets would appear on his arms, as the man behind them would make a flame bat. Elfman would say, "You're fighting two real men. Do you really think you two are gonna be able to win?" As the two would introduce themselves. "I'm Luck, the Cheery Berserker, and I'm Magna, of the Flame Bat, and we're gonna defeat you." As both sides would rush forward, Mary Jane would try to stay out of the way while worrying about Elfman. The Flame Bat and Asta's sword would actually collide, with Asta's sword cutting right through it. Magna would be shocked before he got kicked in the gut, as Asta just smiled. "I guess we didn't introduce ourselves. I'm Asta, the Black Sword, and my friend over there's Beastarm Elfman." As Elfman would attack Luck. Luck would manage to dodge several blows, but his attacks would be blocked by the stone arm. The alley would be full of lightning flame, while rocks and even a sword would fly. Asta would ask Mary Jane to fill up his Demon Destroyer sword as she charged it with magic. He then released it in a massive wave. It would destroy a good chunk of the street and finally force them back. Asta would be panting along with Elfman. Those two were strong, they thought, as they would have a sense of victory as they would continue walking. Unfortunately, at the same time, Levy and Team Shadowgear would be walking as a figure followed them in the shadows. The next morning, they would find Team Shadowgear pinned to a tree in the park with the Phantom Lord Guild crest painted on them. Makarov would break his staff in anger as veins bulged on his head. He would simply say that they dared attack my children. As he turned around to the others, "This means war. Phantom Lord has declared war on Fairytail, and they will find that we simply gave them grace for attacking our guild hall. But they have gone too far. Today we go to war with Phantom Lord." This is where I end it. Now, two things, one of which being, if you're wondering why half of this seems to be a little odd, it's because I had to use a different recording software because the one I was using was messed up. Other than that, please like, share, and subscribe. Sorry for last week's video. No, I guess a week before, where I was still recovering from a cold, and yeah. But I'm back now, and I hope you all check out the Anime What If subreddit, and this will be the Spell Re, signing off.